defending the Brexit bill. The party's already threatened another independence referendum for its country if it doesn't get what it wants. And in fact, support for a second opportunity for Scotland to separate from the UK seems to be growing in some unexpected places. An international march organised by the Netherlands for Scottish Independence is set to be held in The Hague in April. It will also be supported by campaigners from the group's German wing. It will feature a number of Scottish speakers, including members of the SNP. Now, many Scottish voters believe that independence will eventually happen. The survey suggests that over half believe it could happen in the next 10 to 15 years. It also found that 38% think it could come even sooner, within the next 5 years. Well, joining me now is the founder of the Netherlands for Scottish Independence Group, Raymond Dijkstra. Good evening to you. What gave you the idea for you to support Scottish independence while you're there in the Netherlands?
Well, I've always had a fascination for Scotland, and well, the first time I came over was about 8 years ago with my dad. It turned into a love for the country, and then right before the 2014 referendum and all the things that happened with that, I just felt the need to do something.
Okay, this is your passion, this is what's driving you, but in fact there's no real geopolitical interest in the Netherlands with Scotland, is there? Not a lot in common. Do you think that what you're organising will make a lot of difference?
If there just a little bit of difference that it can make, it will be worth it. Anything I can do for the fight for Scottish independence, it will be worth it.
And you're keen for Scotland to stay in the EU, are you? Many see, obviously, Britain breaking away from the EU, seen as a broken organisation. So you want Scotland to stay on?
In the EU, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, on one side, our first fight is to get them away from Westminster. Am I a fan of the EU as it is now? Not as such, but I am pro-Europe, so I would love them to stay in that. Yeah, definitely. Now,
you are a member of the SNP. Many are saying, actually, the SNP should be concentrating more on Scotland's economy. There are indications that its debt is just as big as Greece's, its national deficit, and also more money should be spent on infrastructure, on all aspects of Scottish life, and not really worry and time spent on another referendum, which the polls actually indicate at the moment there isn't a huge appetite for a second independence referendum.
Well, first of all, who made those polls?
Well, there are many. It's a good point, because often we wonder whether we believe the polls, but it's still, though, something that MPs and politicians will actually observe and count on.
Yeah, but the thing is, I truly believe that there was a lot of scaremongering going around right before the referendum about Scotland not being able to make it on its own. And if you just see that it's about 9% of the total population of the UK, it's the Scottish population. But they're the largest oil-producing country in Europe.
Okay, Raymond, and it just sounds as if you're getting quite a lot of support, quite a few people turning out in April, and you're obviously looking forward to a fairly big event at this stage, just finally.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Raymond, good to talk to you. Thank you for joining us live.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, crowds gathered outside a court in Barcelona today as the former Catalan president Artur Mas went on trial.
I want to tell the millions of French people that gave me their votes in the Republican primaries that no one can take it from us.